Even though I'm a total indie sad girl in my heart, I still like to rock it out every now and then on electric guitar. So today we're gonna do just a quick lesson on how to make stuff sound a little more rockin'. We've got the Enya Sonic Go here. And I'm actually just shooting this in my bay window because I like the natural light. The cool thing about this video is sponsored by Enya. I'm gonna be talking a little about this guitar. It's got a built-in speaker, not even connected to an amp. And it sounds great. So awesome portability. We'll be talking about it throughout the lesson. I'll have an affiliate link. If you guys want to get this on sale, check it out soon. But let's talk about some cool stuff in the most rockin' of all keys, A minor. All right, so you may have seen me do videos on the A minor scale. Looks like this. So by itself, that's puny, that's weak, right? 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8, 5, 7. The cool thing about this scale, and really about any scale once you move these shapes around, is that once you start adding certain things with power chords, it sounds very heavy, very rock and roll, very cool. So let's talk about a power chord. A power chord is just a chord. Not even technically a chord, it's actually two different notes, right? So for this A, I've got 5 on the E string as an A, 7 on the A string as an E. An A plus an E, a root note, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth, make a power chord. Okay? Now, to really add a little bit of muscle to it, you put your pinky right behind it. And there we go, that's the sound of rock. Heavy rockin', right? Just move this around and you're already cooking with some fire, right? Now what I want to do is I want to talk about how you can find the other chords in this key with one variation. I learned this from Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age. A lot of his rhythm guitar is like this. And it's interesting when you talk about this because are we talking about a root note power chord with maybe like an inflection, or are we talking about two different chords? Let's show you, and then, you know, it's up to you how you perceive it. But basically when I hit this, and then maybe even palm mute it a little bit, and then I lift my ring finger up, okay? So now I'm not just eliminating this note, I'm turning the A string from 7 to 5, okay? Because my pointer finger now has 5, 5, and then my pinky is on 7. So I'm actually thinking of this as two different chords, right? Here's the A power chord, and then you open it up, and then if we look at our notes, I've got an A, a D, and an octave A. So a D and an A combined are a D power chord, right? So however you want to look at it. We're just actually getting, it's an inversion where the lowest note is not the root note. So the cool thing about this, when you just open it up, you actually go from A to D. Okay, and now you can do this all over the neck, and I'm going to show you where else you can do this from the A minor scale. So let's go back from here to G, okay? So in a lot of different songs, you know, it's just like... And then you gotta do downstrokes only. You can't be upstroking like an indie sad girl like I am in my heart. That's what I want to do. I gotta keep it downstrokes. Now if I go... I'm actually getting 4 different power chords because I've got A and D and then G and C. Because again, remember, there's my G root note, there's my C root note. And this is kind of like a more rocking way to play A minor, D minor, G major, C major. In fact, if you want to clean it up a little bit, I can kind of just bang through this until I find the cleaner sound, which is kind of like amazing. So basically what this is you can actually adjust this with the app. I have another video where I demo this guitar and I use the app to kind of change all the different presets and stuff. I will link you to that. I want to make this more about just kind of like the functionality of it because it is a 3-way switch between the pickups, right? So but right now it's on a very kind of chorusy thing. Every time you press this button, it goes to a different setting, and you can have the settings be whatever you want. This also actually kind of adjusts like the volume in general. Or you can do it here with this manual one. If you long press it, it just shuts it off, right? And then now this is just what it would sound like as a regular. And then you can just like hold it, long press it, then it'll turn back on. So again, if we wanted to do something like cleaner, let me bring the volume down a little bit. This is like a very chorusy, like. But I want to do that that A minor to D minor, G major to C major, right? Like G, C. But then if we want to do the rocking version of that, let me bang through to get that fuzzier tone. Then we just go. Now the thing is, we can kind of keep going. We can go to the F chord, right? The first fret. But then as soon as I do that, we're introducing a note that is not in the key. So what I like to do actually is use octaves in combination with some of these inflections. All right, so an octave is just a root note, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 notes through the scale above it. Again, I can't even stress why, like, you can feel the air coming out of the speaker when you hit this. This is like such a cool design, and again, that's why, like, even though I've got like a ton of guitars, I do actually pick this one up a lot because I can just sit with it literally anywhere and just kind of get the feeling of getting feedback from a Enya guitar. Again, really, really cool thing. So if you guys are interested in just having something really portable that you want to bring around, maybe the Enya Go is for you. But again, octaves. It's really important, I think, to go through scales as octaves because then they sound less like scales and more like something that you could actually maybe use practically in a musical sense, right? So when I go through the A minor scale, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, I can just add down 2 strings, down 2 frets, the note higher, the next higher octave, and combine them. And notice how here I'm going actually 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12. Because if I were to take it to the D string, I would have to compensate for that octave and go 3 frets higher. So what I mean by that, I'll do that slower. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. I think it's actually easier to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Okay, and I think really playing like just rhythmic chords like this just sounds heavier, sounds more rocking. Put some distortion on it, crank it up. And then, get into like the regular A minor pentatonic stuff. So I'll teach that lick real quick. This is just kind of get that unison bend. Sounds great with distortion, right? Especially you can kind of get it to, oh my gosh, infinite sustain on this, right? So if I've got 5 on the B string, 7 on the G string, this is an E note and this is a D note. If I bend this D up to E, they'll meet, and then I have a unison E. And the cool thing about that is it'll let you know when you hit it because it'll. So up, down, 5G, 7D, and then end here. So lick into a rhythmic. A, C. Then I can open it up. Now it's an F, A, D, C, F, G, C, A. again, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do the octave like skipping. It's really good to memorize the notes just up and down the neck, right? So instead of going, also, how silent is this? The gate built into this is incredible. It sounds like it's just turned off, but the noise gate just stops it. So unless you're feeding back, which you can kind of get it to do, it'll be super silent on this setting, right? Really cool. So instead of going across strings, let's do the same thing, but just stay 5, 7, 8, 10, 12. In fact, we can even go higher. Let's think about the notes in this key, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? A minor is the simplest of all keys. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And again, the cool thing about this, it's got like a nice cutaway, so I can get to that higher A, and then do the licks higher up too, right? So it's good to know your touchstone points for wherever you are. We can do the whole octave, even go below. So we can start with the E, open, E, and then 2 on the D string. F, 1st fret, G, 3rd fret, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So again, a lot of rocking that you can do. Any combination of those notes is gonna sound good. And then you can do that little trick where you lift your ring finger up. Now, there are 2 notes where you technically can't do that because just of how the notes that are in the scale, right? For instance, like if we ever end up with a B power chord in the key of A, right? That B, and then right there, that's an F sharp. Not technically in the key, but again, it's, you know, if you're just doing it and you're doing it with enough confidence, it doesn't really matter. So I'm so impressed by how I forget how good these speakers are. You can also do, you can plug it into a regular amp with the 1/4 inch out, and then charge it just with a USB-C cable, right? And then also you can use headphones and stuff like that. A lot of cool stuff. I'm gonna link you to the demo video I did for this guitar in case you're interested, because it is a really unique product. Because, you know, there's so much of electric guitar stuff is all kind of like the same thing. Shout out to Enya, because, you know, they actually are innovating and trying new things. Think what you want about it, but you gotta admit, it's kind of a cool idea. So let's just move around doing that kind of, that rhythm thing, and let's just kind of jump back and forth between just different notes, between open 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, and then start the whole thing again. F, 13, 15, 17, 19, 20, I've lost track of where I am. So let's start with A. That lick, that's just a minor pentatonic lick, right? So the cool thing is you can use that on any of the other minor chords in this key. They happen to be D and E. So we can do it open, or we can just do it down here. On the 10th fret or the 12th fret. In fact, a lot of times you've probably heard songs do that. They'll start here and then go to the next. So again, just a quick lesson, just some cool little rockin' things. And again, all thanks to Enya for sponsoring this video with their awesome guitar. Again, every time you press it, it'll go to like a different type. Still got a little buzz and fuzz on it. Again, this is more of that chorus one. back in my indie sad girl way. But again, there's something for everybody. So I'll have an affiliate link in the description if you guys are interested. And again, this one's just like all whited out, a little stormtrooper action, which I think is really cool. But if you guys have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section or the website, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.